Hello and welcome to an exclusive look at Bite the Bullet. Bite the Bullet is a run and gun and eat. What we mean by that is basically it plays a lot like something like Contra or Metal Slug, but the twist is that you can also eat every enemy in the game. In addition to being a run and gun, Bite the Bullet is also a full RPG. This means it's also mission based, it includes weapon upgrades, as well as upgradable perks and skill trees. So when you daze an enemy like this, you can run up and eat them. This gives you fat, calories, and protein. These macronutrients can then be used to do several things, including upgrading your weapons and generating skills, which will give yourself buffs later on. You can eat meat, metal, and plants in the game, all which have different effects. There are a variety of different weapons in the game. For example, here we have a flamethrower. We also have more unique weapons like this critter cannon. This one shoots out little creatures from your gun, and they'll explode on impact. Plants also have buffs included. For example, consuming this lawful good banana gives you a temporary boost of 25% increased melee damage. You have to be careful what you eat though, because if you eat too much of something, you may end up altering your physical appearance, as well as your physical capabilities. For example, right here, we've ingested about 4,000 fat. And when that happens, you'll notice the character starting to sweat, and they begin to move slower. And they'll also get physically fatter in the game. After you've eaten enough, you can turn into a Zombro. This is a full melee mode. It also makes you invulnerable. There are a total of 9 bosses in the game. This one is called Eyeful. As you can see, he starts out on the ground, but after you do enough damage, he loses his legs and then begins to float, which changes his attack pattern about halfway through the fight. To attack him, we're using the critter cannon, and the secondary fire on the critter cannon actually lets out a little creature, and it acts like a trampoline, giving you a platform to jump on. Like all other enemies in the game, bosses are completely edible, and they give you a lot of macronutrients, which can help a lot with weapon upgrades and skill upgrades. Defeating a boss also gives you a special bandana. Bandanas contain equipable perks, and you can only equip one at a time, so you have to choose wisely. As I mentioned earlier, there are skill trees in the game, and most of them are diet-based. For example, we have a vegan tree, which is slaughterer of the soil. We also have a tree that lets you eat everything, a tree that only lets you eat metal, as well as one that only lets you eat meat. There are certain advantages to each one. We're going to check out this one here in the Gorovore tree. This skill, called Made of Meat, turns any enemies that you kill into explosive corpses. Upon exploding, they do additional damage to the enemies around them. However, the caveat to choosing the Gorovore tree means you can't eat any other types of food in the game, which means meat and plants are now off limits. Consuming rotten food allows you to go into our weapon crafting menu. It's in here that you could utilize all those calories, fat, and protein that you've been collecting, and then you can use them to apply mods or keystones to all of your weapons. As you can see here, we are adding a mod called Bulk Sized. The Bulk Size mod increases maximum ammo by 100%. Doubling the ammo of the critter cannon from 100 to 200. Bite the Bullet releases in January 2020 on Nintendo Switch, Steam, and Xbox One. Wishlist today on Steam.